Good morning, my people. Welcome back to J6 Flips. Getting some coffee in now because we've got a long day of clearing out the storage unit. We're calling it the Great Clearout of 2023. So today we're going to pick some of those items out and figure out what to do with them. So we're headed to the J6 Flips mothership to grab the items. I went through eBay on my laptop and went, obviously, sorted from oldest listings and worked my way from there. Was the listing good or not? If it was a bad listing and I could make it a better listing, I put it in a list of things that I will relist as like new inventory pretty much. I'll delete the old ones, sell similar, and then put these new photos and new details into new listings, which will hopefully optimize the listing to sell rather than sitting around for more than a year. I had some items that were about 18 months old. I was able to, with a couple hours of work sitting at a coffee shop, work my way to where none of my listings are older than a year. Now I think it's at 11 months that my oldest listing is. So helpful. I just relisted some and kind of updated pricing and did all those kinds of things, but for the most part, I also found a lot of things that needed to go. Things that I wouldn't buy now if I went to the thrift store, or just things that I thought were valuable and didn't comp out really. And things that I've also re-looked up again and looked up comps and just aren't gonna sell. So I'm gonna grab those items today, put them in their own little bin, and eventually figure out what to do with them. My first thought is obviously have a garage sale, see if I can get some cash for it. For the clothes, I might take it to like a Plato's Closet or something, and then after that it would just be donate or offer up to friends if they want to have them, and they can have them. Right now the goal is to get everything off the shelves so I can get a real idea of how much space I actually have in my storage unit for new items to source. I slowed down on sourcing because I had so many items and I knew there was items I didn't want to keep around. So my first order of business this year was to make sure I cleared out all the old stuff to make space for the new stuff, and then I'll go source and go heavy on that again. Let's hit the storage and make things happen. Alright, so we're at the J6 Flips mothership. This thing just sold on the way over. I took an offer. Someone offered 15 something. Those are my uncle's actually. He just donated those to me, so shout out David for the donation. Recently just got this in Bakersfield. It's a Pioneer Wear vest. The cool thing about these are the buffalo nickels on there. Very cool little find. Trevor from the Third Eye Liquidators actually spotted it and said, hey, is this anything? And he let me take it because I went out there to Bakersfield to visit. So got that at the Junkatique in Bakersfield. This one I just picked up as well from a recent video, Star Wars R2-D2 lava lamp. We were able to test it and obviously it works, so very cool little find there. And one of my first picks ever, a Starbucks mug, golf balls all over it with the divots, from 2007, actually the year I graduated high school. It was a fun pickup, but I wouldn't pick it up again. I haven't picked up Starbucks mugs since, and this thing's been sitting around for literally almost 2 years, so glad to see that go. Now let's get to work. Okay, so this is the aftermath of picking all the items out from a couple hours of just searching old inventory on the desktop. Old Guitar Hero thing. It is wireless, but not sure why I never sold, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it since it's still taking up space. There's this little tank. I thought it was worth more, but there's a lot for sale, and then a lot of them don't sell. So instead of just worrying about trying to get 10 bucks back for it, I'm just gonna let it get out of here and clear out some space. A couple of Wilson golf clubs that were old. They looked cool, but no one really cares for them. They're just old. These were some sealed book things. I'm not sure. I got it at a garage sale for $5. I took them all because I thought it'd be cool to sell, but nobody wanted it. This is a Brita thing I found on a vacation sourcing trip, but it doesn't have the filter, so someone either took the filter out or used it and put it back on the box. Either way, I don't feel safe listing that anymore. I think I had it listed as new without the filter. So this is a wingtip cover thing, or wing chair cover. Another garage sale pickup. I grabbed it because it was sealed and I was making a big lot, so I had made profit on that sale alone. That just needs to get out of the way now. There's also these plates. You see a lot of these, and of course early on I picked it up because it had all the paperwork and such, but it doesn't really sell. Old books and clothes. If you want to just take a peek in here real quick. It's like old ornaments, vintage PVC Smurfs that obviously no one really wants, old Kentucky Derby glasses that I got for $1 a pop. This is a ski trainer thing that isn't really worth it, and has now been around 2 winters and hasn't sold, so that's gone. This is a gift I think my wife had gotten and just wanted to see if I could sell it, but no one wants it.
and a bunch of them listed for 10 bucks. A bunch of 8-tracks, which is kind of fun, like an Elvis sealed, and you think it'd be good where it's not worth anything. And a couple Looney Tunes ties that I thought were fun at the time, but again, no one really wants it. Another ornament, some glassware. These are some old Merrill slippers. I just took really bad photos of them, but I really don't think that they're going to sell, and it's not really worth keeping them around anymore. And I think there's also some Wilton like cake mold things in there that have gone 2 Christmases now and haven't sold, so those are also gone. So far so good. Cleared out a bunch of space, and my boxes are getting empty for more space for me to grab things that I believe are more profitable nowadays than I did when I sourced these. So also lesson learned. The way I did this was very sporadic and not very organized. The goal now is to go section by section and just pick pretty much my store. Like if I'm shopping again, if I don't think, hey, that's a really good pickup, good job on me, then it's not a good flip. So like you saw me jumping around back and forth through the whole thing. Don't want to do that anymore. So next time I'll go to, let's say, bin 11, go through there, figure it out, and then if I wouldn't source it, then I'll go to my eBay from here, delist or take it down, and then figure out what to do with it then. So I can go section by section easier that way than I was when I was just kind of bouncing around. So a lot learned from this little session, but also a lot of progress. So now the plan is to go home and do the math on the items I'm getting rid of. I'll put that number here. That much money I spent on these items that I'm now getting rid of at hopefully a garage sale. If not, then donating. But it was just taking up too much space. The listings have been around for a while, and a lot of them aren't even good things to sell online. So, but either way, progress has been made, and I'm feeling a lot better about the storage unit, and also having the space to bring in some more items that'll make some profit for us. All right, folks, so it's a few days later. We've still been doing the clear out. I've organized a little more, took some stuff out. This is all gonna get donated. This is another box that's going sent out, but these are some sales from over the weekend. Garage sale baseball pants, paid $1, sold these for $14. This is a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, known for Eddie Bravo, and obviously they're high caliber jiu-jitsu. I found 3 of these at the Hope of the Valley, and I just sold this one for 30 bucks, so that pays for all of them. This is a shirt Hiroshi that Lynn Flips found at the Salvation Army. She knew it felt kind of nice, and the tag was cool, so I looked it up, and sure enough, it's sold. Lululemon hoodie. Has a little thing there, and the whole kind of logo is on the outside of it, so that was an easy flip. These are the ones I'm most proud of. These are items that have been sitting around for well over a year that I've had listed, didn't sell, and I kind of kept dropping the price, sending offers, nothing ever came of it. And recently when the clear out started, I went back to my oldest listings on eBay. I was relisting them at a lower price to hopefully get some money back for my initial investment. So these are all items that sold when I relisted them. This is a hat. It was a Yeti Coolers hat. Didn't sell very well because it was kind of beat up a little bit. Dropped it to $8, sold. Columbia fleece was kind of beat up. It's an older one. I don't know what I had it listed at initially, but that sold. Black & Decker can opener. The brand is good, but this kind of can opener isn't very desirable. Usually they want the ones that go under a shelf or something. Those are more desirable, but this thing, 10 bucks, sold. These shoes have been sitting around for more than a year. They're in good condition. I don't know why they didn't sell beforehand, but I went ahead and dropped the price to, I think, $25, but I left the offers open up to $20 or down to $20, and someone bought it for $20. So I'm glad to get 20 bucks for some shoes I thought wasn't gonna sell, rather than having to donate them or clear them out or do something else like a $5 garage sale. So these are all items of money that I was already gonna be on the way out, but ended up getting some dollars recouped, and I can put them back into the money machines. And the rest of the clear out's going well. I've relisted so many things that I have all my stuff up to, I think the oldest listing now is 8 months old, which is huge improvement from 18 months old that I had before. I'm just trying to keep things kind of fresh and keep the listings fresh, and also make sure if it's sitting around too long, then I gotta handle it, so make something with it. So all right, folks, so the clear out is going great. I've organized everything, pulled all the stuff that's gonna be donated. Ended up not having a garage sale, just wanted to get rid of it and be done with it. My buddy made a good point. Thanks again, Pat from the Third Eye Liquidators. He said you'd be better off going and looking for more money on a Saturday morning than doing your own garage sale. So, which is true. I might have made $100 getting rid of all that stuff. But for sure, if I go sourcing, I'm hoping I can easily make $100 in profit that way. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the garage sale part of it, just to show you guys what sold this week. This is a 10-stage water filter thing. And that's one of the few good picks I had that hasn't been sitting around too long. This is a Naruto Shonen Jump magazine cover. There's 2 of them in there. Got that at the bins a long time ago. Had it priced way too high, and during the clear out was able to
make it a reasonable price, and someone took it. Another one that's been around for a while and relisted, Peter Millar, quarter zip that is long sleeve, that's large. That's a nice little sale there. Again, overpriced initially. This is a silk, kind of a traditional button-up thing. Not sure what exactly it is, but when I listed it way too high again. I'm pretty stoked about that. This is the recent pickup, Icelandic design. Wasn't like the other one, so it wasn't as valuable, but was able to still get my money back and some profits out of it as well, so that's always nice. And some old vans that were relisted at a reasonable price, and we're able to move them along. So it's going well as far as going through my old items and correcting my wrongs, really, is what it is. It's hard to admit that sometimes when you're wrong, but in reselling it doesn't really matter. I can go back and put it relisted at a reasonable price and make it right. So it's okay to admit you're wrong. It's okay to admit you listed poorly. It's okay you took bad photos or put the wrong details. As long as you're correcting those mistakes, then it's all right. Like if you're just in denial, it's not going to help you out, but it's okay to see your wrongs and make them right. It's led to some sales, luckily, and it's going well. Thank you all for watching. I know it's more of a heavy talking episode, but we're going to get back into the sourcing because everything's been organized and cleared out, and it's we got some space now to get some awesome flips going, so that's the next step.